The benchmark FBM KLCI fell by some 2% today as the spectre of Cukai Makmur as well as higher stamp duties on the trading of shares announced under Budget 2022 last Friday spooked investors. The composite slumped to a low of 1,526.04 points before paring losses to close at 1,530.92. A fund manager who declined to be named told theedgemarkets.com there will be a reset in valuation for the big caps at least in the short term, following the announcements of Cukai Makmur. He added that Putrajaya has a limit in terms of what it can do, and the market will take any new tax negatively in the short term. Rakuten Trade VP of Equity Research, Tong Pak Ling concurred that today's decline is a knee-jerk reaction to Cukai Makmur. However, he told theedgemarkets.com that many of the top 100 stocks based on market capital and net profit have low valuation, so any steep decline will trigger bargain hunting. Meanwhile, Investment Bank analyst Lim Seong Chun said out of the 96 stocks that the research house covers, 62 or 65% of them have over 100 million ringgit in profit before tax. In his note today, he said the impact to the bottom lines for these companies ranges from 1.2% to 11.8%. CGS-CIMB Research estimates that Cukai Makmur will lower banks' total net profit for the financial year 2022 by 9%, with AMMB Holdings appearing to be the hardest hit. CGS-CIMB analyst Winston Ng said in a note today the tax will have a negative impact on banks' bottom line, as he sees pre-tax profit of over 100 million ringgit for all lenders in FY22. Ng said AMMB will take the biggest hit, with a negative impact of 11.1% on its FY22 net profit. He assumed 100% of AMMB's FY22 pre-tax profit to be generated from its Malaysian entities, the largest among the bigger banks. Meanwhile, Maybank will be the least affected, he said, with a 7% negative impact on its projected FY22 earnings. According to his estimates, 39% of Maybank's pre-tax profit will be generated from the overseas market and hence will not be affected by Cukai Makmur. Still, Ng maintained his overweight call on the banks, given the potential re-rating catalyst from his projected core net profit growth of 7.3% for FY22. He also expects the bank's third quarter FY21 loan loss provisioning to fall year-on-year, which would be positive for earnings growth. Ng named Public Bank with a target price of 4 ringgit 80 sen, Maybank target price 9 ringgit 10 sen, and Hong Leong Bank target price 20 ringgit 78 as his top picks. Maybank ended trading today 0.75% lower at 7 ringgit 99. CIMB Group Holdings fell 3.45% to 5 ringgit 4 sen. Public Bank tumbled 3.12% to 4 ringgit 4 sen. RHB Bank slipped 4.48% to 5 ringgit 33. Hong Leong Bank fell 2.71% to 17 ringgit 96. AMMB was down 4.17% at 3 ringgit 22. Bank closed 1.76% lower at 1 ringgit 67, and Alliance Bank Malaysia slid 2.18% to 2 ringgit 69. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob launched the National Vaccine Development Roadmap and Malaysian Genome and Vaccine Institute today in an effort to turn the country into a hub for vaccine production. According to Bernama, Malaysia aims to produce its own vaccines that are of quality, effective and safe in accordance with the conditions set by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency. These will include vaccines for other diseases, including head and neck cancer by Cancer Research Malaysia. While vaccine research and development and production require heavy investment, he said such efforts have the potential to bring long-term returns for the people in the form of cost savings in treating diseases and investments by multinational companies in Malaysia. The Prime Minister said the roadmap and the establishment of the Genome and Vaccine Institute will also produce highly skilled human capital in various fields of research, especially those related to healthcare and vaccines, as well as create more job opportunities. Malaysia would also be able to reduce its dependence on vaccine-producing nations while strengthening its health security. Tarwin Holdings has secured a contract from South Korea's POSCO International Corp to supply copper rods and wires as well as other copper-related products. In a bourse filing, Tarwin said the 3-year deal was inked between its subsidiary Tarwin Industries Malaysia or TWI and POSCO International today. Under the deal, TWI will supply about 65,000 tons of the products during the 3 years, starting with 10,000 tons this year. Tarwin said TWI expects to achieve an aggregated revenue of 2.55 billion ringgit during the contract period, based on the London Metal Exchange copper price of $9,440,000 per ton. It said the contract shall be automatically extended for successive periods of 1 year without written notice, unless either party expressly requests termination. Tarwin's share price closed unchanged at 15.5 cents for a market capitalization of 529 million ringgit. The stock was among the top 5 most active counters on Bursa Malaysia, with 68.19 million shares traded. The Federal Court ruled the Huasin Food Industries made Lex branded biscuits have infringed the trademark held by Munchie Food Industries for its Lexus branded biscuits. Malaysia's highest court was satisfied with the fact that Munchie Food has exclusivity over the registered Lexus trademark, which the snack food manufacturer has held since January 23, 1998. The 3-member bench was also of the view that the trademark will not create a monopoly of the biscuits by Munchie Food. The EdgeMarkets.com confirmed the outcome of the hearing with Munchie Food lawyer Indran Shanmuganathan. He said Huasin Food is required to pay 50,000 ringgit in costs to Munchie Food and change the name of the brand Lex. The lawyer said Huasin Food has also been ordered to not use any trademark or packaging that is similar to Munchie Food's Lexus branded biscuit packaging. The damages are to be assessed by the High Court.